Today's a historic day at Off The Crossbar. And I know you know why. We have an in-studio guest, right? Local guy, runs a training center. Now you can add author to his resume, right?
Author.
Yes. Yep. Tell us a little bit about it.
All right. So our first guest is my main man, owner of New Vision Soccer Academy in Bel Air and Joppa.
2 locations. I love that.
Two. Utah.
Give me 2, right?
2.
Yep.
Give me 2. Just wrote a book. It's a very good book, definitive book about soccer development. Let's welcome Mike Pistorio to the hut.
Yeah, how we doing, guys?
How you doing, Mike?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me.
Thanks for coming in today. Real quick, is this available in pop-up, or are we just doing paperback?
It's an ebook, paperback, and hopefully hardback too.
I love that.
On Amazon. Yep.
Great artwork. What do you think? Look at the colors.
I like that.
Very cool.
That. Very symbolic. Look at the background.
Now there's a shadowy figure on the front. Is that you?
Huh? That is me.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Just different hairstyle.
You can tell it's not me or you because
we're ruled out.
Yeah, we're there. The guys obviously got hair.
I'm blessed.
So tell us about the book, Mike.
Well, so it's called The Awakening, right?
Okay.
And the Declaration of American Soccer. And it's about some of the problems that I see in soccer coaching in general and in training and some of my solutions to those problems. So we talk about everything from play, practice, play, and self-discovery, which I think has been a disaster for American soccer, to the business of being elite, how everybody calls everything, either premier or elite or whatever, to, philosophy and how we can shape our culture in a more productive way in order to, better train kids, right? And so, like, if you look at the Netherlands, they have total football. Spain took it for tiki-taka, right? And Italians have the catenaccio. What do we have? Play, practice, play, and self-discovery. I mean, It's ridiculous, right? So to me, I think the conversation needs to get started so we can move productively forward.
Okay.
And so that's what I really hope this book does.
So so let's say I'm a new coach, right? I'm a coach. I've coached a little bit. I want to learn more about how to train athletes, how to train soccer players. What in this book do I need to what about this book do I need to know?
Well, so there's something that coaches call joystick coaching, right? And it has a negative connotation to it, right? We don't want to tell the kids exactly what to do. And I get that, right? But I take it further and I say it's not joystick coaching, it's moment coaching. Mm-hmm. We want to coach kids before the moment, in the moment, and after the moment. And in doing that, we can give them the tools to succeed. If I'm a 16-year-old high school player, right? And let's say I'm not the best player, right? What do I want? I want to fit in with the team. I want to be a productive player of the team.
Right.
Self-discovery isn't going to do that for you. But if I can give kids tools in the moment, before the moment, in the moment, and after the moment, I can make them a productive member of the team. And so don't be afraid to coach, right? I think the whole self-discovery mindset, it's a cop-out. If your team doesn't perform well, guess what? It was hey, listen, it wasn't my fault. Self-discovery, guys.
Sure.
Right? And so I think it's the ultimate cop-out. So I would encourage coaches to coach more. And not only are you going to produce better players, you're going to perfect your craft as a trainer and a coach, which is only going to benefit everybody involved.
Now, can you do me a favor and tell me what chapter I need to go to find how to overcome horrible officiating? Is that in the book? Because as a young player, I want to know how to do that. I'm kidding.
Not quite, but I do have a secret. Here's what I always use, okay? When I see a referee that I think might be a little bit questionable, pass them the ball. See what they do. If they bend over and pick it up, oh my gosh, you are in for a rough day. If they flick it up into their hands, guess what? We're looking pretty good today.
Right,
you know what I mean?
right.
But yeah, I mean, that's another thing. If the referee is more concerned about how long the kid's socks are versus, if there's red cards being thrown around left and right or offsides.
Training's out the window.
Right. Yep. It doesn't really matter.
We talk about that all the time.
We do.
Like, focusing on the wrong thing.
The referee in a high school game will be like, he's got tape on his socks. And they can't get offsides right. And it's like, come on, dude.
Right. Where are your priorities? You know what I'm saying?
So in the book, it talks about you have a blueprint and it's broken into 3 parts. Can you talk about that?
Absolutely. So I look at soccer very logical, right? Techniques, situations, and tactics.
Okay.
And so I want to get players on that logical progression, right? Because I think a lot of coaches have great individual sessions. And if you took it just as an individual session, it would be amazing. But the problem is each session doesn't connect to the next. And therefore, the kids struggle to understand what's going on, right? Just like in math class, you couldn't learn algebra before you learned addition. So why are we teaching 8-year-olds overlapping wingbacks before they don't know basic passing and receiving?
Sure.
So I really believe that logical progression of techniques, situations, and tactics is the way to go. And in the blueprint, we take it even further than that, right? Ball mastery or straight dribble leads to basic ball mastery skills, which leads to 1v1 skills, which leads to passing and receiving, and into 2v1 and into 4v2. And so the logical progression is what's really going to allow players to, push forward and have clear understanding of not just how to perform a skill, but when they're going to execute that skill in a real game.
One of the cool things about the way the blueprint works, I think, is it gives you an all-encompassing, if I'm to put words in your mouth, a curriculum for a kid to develop. When you were developing that, what was like the impetus? What caused you to say, "Hey, I want to do this for these kids"?
Well, I've been doing everything, right? So I was coaching college at Hartford Community College. I was coaching high school. I was coaching club teams. I tried to start my own club, right? I had like 6 or 7 teams in there at one point, and I just couldn't take all the nonsense anymore. Like I didn't want to talk about uniforms or anything like that. And then I asked Dave, who's the president of New Vision, to help, right? And what he said was, well, what do you want to do? And immediately I said, I want to teach. That's it. I don't want to talk about tournaments. I don't want to talk about anything other than how can I impact kids through teaching, right? And so I started to think about soccer. What's the simplest thing you can do on the soccer field that every kid can learn? To me, that's straight dribble. So let's build from there because anybody can do it. Right. And so I started going down that logical pathway. Okay, what comes after straight dribble? What comes after basic cut? And then I just went all the way through my 4-4-2 system, and there's a whole pathway there.
So I have a quick question because I've always been curious about this. As far as like what you teach, and I'm sure there's a threshold as to how far you'll go before you would say it kind of would clash with the coach of the team's message. So how do you bridge that just tactically when, if it's a 2v1 or 3v2 and you're teaching a certain thing, hey, you run here, Jimmy, you stay out wide. And the coach is like, well, no, we want this integrated weave or whatever. Like, how do you bridge that communication with kids?
Yeah, sure. So I think there's some skills that are universal, right? So tactics can differ. Obviously, I love my 4-4-2, but 4-3-3 is great, right? There's all sorts of different formations you can use. But there's certain underlying principles, for instance, how to stay square in a 2 versus 1, how to draw pressure and pass, how to change your mind in 1v1 that are going to be universal for every system. So from the technical side and the situation side, everything really is pretty much the same. And when tactics get involved, now it's going to differ a little bit, right? Where I teach a trigger point for my outside mid, right? The outside mid gets the ball. I want that strong side striker to go to the corner. I want the weak side striker to come into the gap, right? Well, okay, maybe you're in a 4-3-3. That's okay, right? It's going to be a little bit different, but everything leading up to those tactics should be pretty much the same.
Sure.
Right? So, if he wants to make adjustments at that point, no problem.
So some kids might be skeptical and say, well, I don't know that I want to go to a personal training center because then, like whatever they're teaching might not be in line with what my club coach is teaching. And what you're saying is, no. We complement that. Whatever the club coach's message is, we're just giving you overall generalizations and a little bit more detail depending on age and things like that. But we're a complement to that. So that should entice young players to get training.
Oh, 100%. I mean, in basketball, you learn zone defense, you learn man-to-man defense.
Sure.
Learning a different thing isn't going to hurt you when you do the other thing. Right?
Agree.
If somebody learns a stopper-sweeper system, but in their team they run a flat back 4, it's not going to hurt you.
Yeah.
Right? No, you're just going to learn different roles, different specific things that will enhance it. Right.
That's awesome.
Yeah, nothing we do is going to hurt hurt you if you get a little bit different instruction. It's just going to benefit you.
Right? Yeah.
So, Mike, how do people find not only how to get the book, but find more information about the blueprint itself?
Yeah. So you can get the book on Amazon, right? And just search The Awakening. It'll come right up. And then for us, you can look at our YouTube channel. You can look at us on Facebook. We have a website, newvisionsocceracademy.com, and you can check out all of us. I'm not here to hide information. What we want to do is provide as much soccer coaching information to the public as we possibly can. We're not trying to be some secretive, no. What we want to do is expand it to the masses to help as many coaches, as many players as humanly possible. That's all we want to do. So check us out, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, whatever. And, hopefully we can make you a better coach. We can make you a better player.
What would your message be to like some younger players who might feel like they're overlooked?
Keep trying, buddy. I really hate when I see the pay to play model. A kid and a family pays $3,000, $4,000, up to $10,000 a year.
Yeah.
And then the kid rides the bench. Are you kidding me? Wait a minute. Your family dropped 10 G's to be a part of an elite program, and your kid just rode the bench. You do not get better riding the bench. That's BS. I'm sorry. Minutes build players. And if your team is so elite, why can't you get the kid some minutes?
Right.
Because you're an elite level coach. Figure it out. You should play half the time, right? And if you take a loss every once in a while, but you build that kid's career, he deserves that, and that might be a little contradictory or whatever, but it's so important. And, you as a player who feels overlooked, you're probably a better player than that coach is as a coach. And that's how I feel.
I think that's pretty well said. But one thing I will say is we don't like to use the term elite here. We like to use the term deluxe.
Deluxe.
The deluxe.
Yeah, so if you're at a deluxe academy,
that's what we should do. It should be deluxe elite championship.
Absolutely.
World-class premier elite. That's a real club somewhere. So,
Finney, you're in the presence of an author. Any questions? Any thoughts?
No, I do have one question.
Sure.
All right. When you were talking about the club culture,
yes,
and wasting that money,
yes.
Why are you in favor of more of academy style, where kids are actually in a program at the deluxe level? The best players in the country that are 14, 15. Would you be in favor of like these clubs becoming more of like academies? If they're going to pay that, you're talking about $10,000 a year for some of these, maybe another 5 or 10. And these kids can go to school there.
Okay. So you're talking about more of an educational pathway.
Like the British academies, the big time academies. I think America has plenty of money to afford it.
Well, there's a big difference there because overseas, it's actually free for those kids.
Yeah.
Because there's a pathway to profit for the club. We're not allowed to do that here in this country, as far as I know. And so we can't really provide that for them, unfortunately, because like in Barcelona, if you're you're the next Lionel Messi, they're just going to pay for your school. They're going to pay for your housing. They're going to pay for your family because they know they're going to sell you for millions of dollars down the line. So I'm not sure the exact route in terms of, should they go to school and train at the same time? All I know is that if you're paying this amount of money and your coach can't teach you straight dribble, how to dribble in a straight line, there is a problem.
Yeah.
Right.
And I think it's so deep and entwined in our culture because of the self-discovery stuff. There's not an inherited knowledge passed between parents even, right? In basket, like you're a father, right? You have a kid. Well, you can give your kid a head start in basketball and baseball and football, right? Because you know the basics, the foundations of shooting a jump shot. It might not be perfect, right? But it's closer than what our fathers can provide for soccer because we don't have that inherited knowledge that's just entrenched into our communities, right? I would like the blueprint to help build inherited knowledge so kids can step in to a program when they're 6 and have already made basic push passes.
Right.
They've already tried and failed a Cruyff 500 times before they've ever stepped into it. And now all we're doing is tweaking. That's the real dream, right?
Yeah.
And now if we can do that, boom. Think of how much that uplifts the entire culture, right? Because all these kids have head starts. You know, my father was not a soccer guy, right? But he would watch trainers like you when you train me, and then he would make me go in the backyard and do it a million times, right? Just do it over. Oh, that one wasn't good enough. And I'd be like, well, how do you do, Dad? Right? He didn't care. Well, do it again, right? And so that sort of thing, you know, I think parents are the hidden coaches in American soccer. You know, and they need to be uplifted.
I wouldn't say that too loud.
Mike, I apologize, but I would actually, I would disagree with you there.
Sure,
with
let's
the
go. Bring
parents,
it on.
and here's why.
Sure.
I don't think the average American parent at this point has any clue about the game.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
when you have, I mean, I do agree that parents should be the best motivator,
Right.
and the best sort of policeman for their training.
Sure.
But I see too many parents telling kids tactical stuff, and you know, a coach will show them something, and then the next thing you know, this kid thinks he's Maradona, and he's more like Donna from the bar down the street. You know what I mean?
Well, look, here's my point. Okay, the parent is going to spend much more time with the kid than the coach is. Right? What you do between practices really, really matters.
Agreed.
Should a parent be giving tactical instructions if they don't know what they're doing? Absolutely not. But can the parent learn basic cut? Can they learn straight dribble? Can they learn the details of a scissor and then make their kid do it in the backyard? That's more of what I'm talking about.
Sure.
Not tactical adjustments during the game. No. Keep your mouth shut on the sidelines.
Right.
But make your kid, I talk about it in the book. I'd be playing video games. I'm a kid at home, I'm playing video games. My dad's like, get in the backyard and start training. I'm like, no, Dad, I'm playing a video game. My dad goes, oh, okay, no problem. Well, we're signing you up for rec because it's $50 a year, and I'm not paying for club soccer or academy or whatever for you to sit here and play video games and not do your soccer homework. Now get up and get in the backyard and start training.
Sure.
Okay, bang, that's what I did, right? No problem there.
He put down the Atari 2600
and it got out there.
Put it down.
I'll tell you what, man. Thanks so much for coming in, and I can't wait to read this. It's going to be great.
Well, I really appreciate you guys having me, man. And
Absolutely.
thank you so
Mike.
much. And
Where do
Coach
people-
Pete works with us, and he's fantastic at New Vision. Yeah.
Where
He's
do
the man.
where are people able to find the book directly and to learn more about you?
Yeah, so you go to Amazon, right? Just type in The Awakening, a Declaration of American Soccer. We're trying to link up sales for December 3rd, so you can purchase the ebook right away. It'll come to you on December 3rd, or you have to wait till December 3rd to pre-order or order your paperback.
Okay.
So yeah, please order it on December 3rd. You can find us more on YouTube, Facebook. Just search New Vision Soccer Academy. We just passed 1,000 followers on our YouTube page, which was really cool.
And I'll make sure all this information is in the description on the video itself.
Beautiful.
The links, or it'll be in the description.
Beautiful.
So, yeah, Mike, thanks for coming in.
Thank you, man. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Get
guys,
the book. Check out the book. It's a good read. It's informative. It's an easy read. Did a great job. Check it out, and let's rock.
Let's do
Beautiful.
it.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you,
Bye,
man.
Mike.